Hey everyone, if you've got a bad boy zero-turn mower sitting in the garage and the spindles are starting to sound like a coffee grinder full of rocks, you're probably wondering whether swapping them out is actually worth the hassle. Whether you're a seasoned landscaper or just a homeowner trying to keep your lawn looking its best, a reliable mower is essential. And let's be honest, there's nothing more frustrating than a machine that's supposed to make your life easier, but instead, becomes a source of stress and anxiety. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I recently found myself in this exact situation with my trusty bad boy mower. The spindles on my 54-inch PUP deck were starting to show their age, and the noise they were making was becoming increasingly annoying. I've had my fair share of experience with lawn mowers over the years, and I can tell you that a faulty spindle can be a real game changer. Not only does it affect the overall performance of the mower, but it can also lead to a host of other problems down the line. So, I decided to take the plunge and upgrade to a set of Rhythm Testament spindles, specifically designed for bad boy ZT decks in the 48-, 50-, 52-, and 60-inch sizes. I was a bit skeptical at first, I won't lie. I've had my fair share of experiences with generic parts that promise the world but deliver little in terms of quality and performance. But these spindles are different. They're built specifically for bad boy decks, which means they're designed to fit perfectly and perform flawlessly. No drilling, no shimming, just pop the old ones off, bolt these on, and you're back to cutting instead of cursing at your mower. The fact that they're designed specifically for my deck gave me the confidence to make the purchase, and I'm glad I did. One of the first things I noticed after installing the new spindles was the significant reduction in noise. My deck used to growl like a lawn-eating monster every time I hit the throttle, but after the swap, the spindles hum instead of scream. It's amazing how much of a difference it makes, not just in terms of noise level, but also in terms of overall performance. The quieter operation tells me that the bearings are fresh and properly greased, so I'm not just masking the problem with duct tape and hope. I can actually hear the birds singing again while I work, which is a nice bonus. But the benefits don't stop there. The cutting quality has also improved significantly. The Rhythm Testament spindles keep the blades spinning at a consistent speed, which means the striping pattern is crisp and even across the whole yard. I've seen spindles wear unevenly over time, leaving little bald spots where the blade slows down. These keep everything level, which means less touch-up work and a lawn that looks like it was done by a pro instead of a weekend warrior. My lawn has never looked better, and I owe it all to these amazing spindles. Installation was also a breeze. I watched a quick YouTube walkthrough, grabbed a half-inch socket and a breaker bar, and had all three spindles swapped in under 40 minutes. The kit includes the spindles themselves plus the required mounting hardware, so I didn't have to scrounge for washers or spacers. That saved me a trip to the hardware store and another afternoon of frustration. I was a bit worried that I'd have to get my hands dirty and spend hours tinkering with the mower, but thankfully, that wasn't the case. Durability is the real test, and after 25 acres of mixed fescue and Bermuda, the spindles still spin true. I greased them once after the first 10 hours like the manual says, and they've been silent ever since. If you're the type who keeps a mower for years, these spindles are a solid long-term investment instead of a quick patch. I've had my fair share of experience with cheap, flimsy parts that break easily, but these spindles are built to last. They're made with high-quality materials and are designed to withstand the rigors of regular use. Now, nothing's perfect, and these spindles are no exception. The paint on the spindles is basic black, so if you're aiming for a showroom shine, you might want to add a clear coat after install. Also, because these are direct replacements, they won't magically add horsepower to your deck, so don't expect miracles if your belts are shot or your deck is warped. But let's be real, if your deck is in that bad of shape, you've got bigger problems on your hands. These spindles are designed to replace your existing ones, not to fix underlying issues with your mower. In conclusion, I'm thoroughly impressed with the Rhythm Testament spindles for my bad boy zero-turn mower. They've exceeded my expectations in every way, from their ease of installation to their exceptional performance. If you're in the market for a reliable and high-quality spindle replacement, look no further. Links down below if you want to check them out. Happy cutting!